I'm feeling sad and lonely, I'm longing for my pony and a swing in the saddle once again. To see those campfires burning, that's where I'm returning, back to those rolling plains. I came down to the city, where the girls are very pretty. I got run down by taxis, trams and trains. I caught a train next morning to the land that I was born in, back to those rolling plains. Hey! I hear old Cookie calling, just as day is dawning. We don't care if it snows nor rain. Hear that old chuck wagon rattle as we drive those herds of cattle far across those rolling plains. See those broncos rearing, hear those cowboys swearing. Oh boy, hold on to those reins. We're a happy bunch together, always punching leather, way out on those rolling plains. When night shadows are falling, I hear the dingoes calling, and the cattle are bedded once again. This song you'll hear me humming, my old guitar I'm strumming, way out on those rolling plains. I'm feeling sad and lonely, I'm longing for my pony, and a swing in the saddle once again. To see those campfires burning, that's where I'm returning, back to those rolling plains, back to those rolling plains, back to those rolling plains. I can see the wood smoke rising through the gums all silvery grey. I can hear the bellbirds calling in the fern, and a memory comes a-stealing on a scent of new mown hay. Once again my heart is yearning to return. Oh, the bushland is calling, it's calling me home, and it's soon I'll be going on my way. Over hilltop and hollow, down that pathway I'll follow till I'm home again someday. For my heart's grown weary, and the dark shadows fall, and a voice seems to whisper, do not stay. So that pathway I'll follow, over hilltop and hollow, till I'm home again someday. There's a dusty track a-winding where the bramble shadows play, by the ashes where a campfire used to burn. And a kelpie breaks the silence with a sound of far away. Once again my heart is yearning to return. Oh, the bushland is calling, it's calling me home, and it's soon I'll be going on my way. Over hilltop and hollow, there's a pathway I'll follow till I'm home again someday. For my heart's grown weary, and the dark shadows fall, and a voice seems to whisper, do not stay. So that pathway I'll follow, over hilltop and hollow, till I'm home again someday. Soft shadows fall, sweet voices call. Over hilltop and hollow, that pathway I'll follow, till I'm home again someday. It would be in spring when desert flowers bloom. Oh, the spinifex I know would still be there, and the desert he would brighten up the gloom. Should ever I go back to Camooweal, one thing is sure, I'd not be 22, as in that day when I first wandered there. But memories stay with me as memories do. How fresh her memory keeps, for still I feel the velvet softness of her auburn hair, and see again the moonbeams in her eyes, as I did so long ago when I was there. Youth called to youth in that now distant day. I did not heed, my heart did not reveal, and now I know that love was born and lost in that little border town of Camooweal. Oh, the long road beckons on my feet, said go, to search beyond the hills for what I'd find. Although I've wandered far this sunburnt land, I never found what I had left behind. Oh, the burning fire of that other spring is now but ashes, and the hurt won't heal. Time heals all wounds, they say, but leaves a scar. So I think I'll not go back to Camooweal. Time heals all wounds, they say, but leaves the scar. So I think I'll not go back to Camooweal. In an old Australian homestead, with the roses round the door, a girl received a letter, was a message from the war. With her mother's arms around her, she gave way to sobs and sighs, and as she read this letter, the tears ran from her eyes. Why do I weep? Why do I pray? My love's asleep, so far away. He played his part that April day, and now he lies on Suvla Bay. She joined a band of sisters underneath a cross of red to do her noble duty for a love who now lays dead. Many others came to woo her, but were sadly turned away as she told them her sad story of a love on Suvla Bay. Why do I weep? Why do I pray? My love's asleep, so far away. He played his part that April day, and now he lies on Suvla Bay. I haven't been, there's no town I haven't seen, through the windscreen of this big old rig of mine. Be it droughts or floods and rain, over mountains or the plain, this old truck and I are always there on time. I'm a highwayman, I'm a highwayman, rolling down highways of this mighty southern land. There's no way I'd settle down, I must keep traveling around, for the cabin of this diesel is home sweet home. There's diesel in my veins, and I'm too old to change. Guess I'm just a motivated rolling stone. I'm a highwayman, I'm a highwayman, rolling down the highways of this mighty southern land. Let her roll. Well, I've been through every state, and I've hauled all kinds of freight. Yes, I've had a few close calls from time to time on those rain-soaked mountain roads, but I've never lost a load. This old rig and I will make it every time. I'm a highwayman, I'm a highwayman, rolling down the highways of this mighty southern land. Rolling down the highways of this mighty southern land. Texas, down where the bluebonnets grew. I had the kindest old mother, how happy we were just we two. Till one night the angels called her, a debt that we all have to pay. She called me close to her bedside, these last few words to say. She said, son, don't start drinking or gambling. Promise you'll always go straight. 10 years have passed since that parting. My promise I broke, I must state. I started gambling for pastime. Soon I was just like them all. I bet all my clothes and my money, not dreaming that I'd ever fall. One day I bet all my money, nothing was left to be seen. All that I needed to break them was one card, and that was a queen. The cards lay dealt all round the table. Each man took a card on the draw. I drew the one that would beat them. I turned it, here's what I saw. I saw my mother's picture. Somehow she seemed to say, son, you have broken your promise. So I tossed the cards away. My winnings I gave to a newsboy. I knew I was wrong from the start. I'll never forget my promise to my mother, the queen of my heart. By a warm electric heater, in a softly padded chair, in a lounge room brightly lighted by a glowing chandelier. Since my early days of droving, the years have taken toll, but I somehow miss my swag rap by a fire of Gidgee coal. When I wake from sleep each morning and I ring the bedside bell, the maid brings in my breakfast and she fills my pipe as well. There are cakes and sweetened coffee on a tray of sparkling gold, but I miss black tea and damper by a fire of Gidgee coal. I am driven out each evening by a chauffeur, spruce and neat, through the flowered parks and gardens and the crowded city streets. But I drift back through the ages while the big cars softly roll to a stock route and a wagonette and a fire of Gidgee coal. attend those social parties in the rich parts of the town, drinking wine from fancy glasses as the waiters go their round. But I'd rather share a bottle with those droving mates of old, in a pair of dusty moleskins by a fire of Gidgee coal, by a warm electric heater in a softly padded chair, in a lounge room brightly lighted by a glowing chandelier. Since my early days of roving, the years have taken toll, but I somehow miss my swag wrap by a fire of Gidgee coal. If you listen a story I'll tell you of a girl who once lived in this land, a girl who once was my sweetheart. She was known as the Blue Velvet Band. On her cheeks were the first flush of nature. Her beauty, it seemed to expand. Her hair hung down in long tresses, tied back with the blue velvet band. I can still see those tears as we parted, of my heartbroken blue velvet band. Left her, I told her I'd never go back to the old home again. Ivies in the wide open spaces was more than my poor heart could stand. Every night as I lay on my pillow, I would dream of my blue velvet band. Then one night as I lay down thinking of home and poor mother and dad, like a flash by my bedside was standing the form of my blue velvet band. I started next day for my darling, go back and make her my bride. But when I reached the old country depot, they told me my sweetheart had died. We laid her to rest in the churchyard, sweet summer flowers of the land. On her finger was the ring I had bought her, on her hair was a blue